here's our second angled circular ramp example. We've got the car on a ramp angled at 15 degrees. You'll notice here that we've omitted the mass. We see that we're not going to use it anyway. If the ramp is frictionless and the car is traveling at 54 kilometers an hour, what is the radius of the turn? So very first thing, we look at our units here. We convert that 54 kilometers an hour into meters per second. So that gives us 15 meters per second. Next step, we've got a force question, and so we draw our free body diagram. So here is the ramp. It's got 15 degrees. We've got the car on the ramp. We'll just give it mass m, and we will draw in the normal force, knowing that this is also 15 degrees. If you can't remember why, go back and watch the first example. We also have our gravitational force going straight down here, and we've been told it's frictionless. We have been given velocity, and what are we asked to find? We're asked to find the radius of the turn. So we go through the motions. Yes, you do have to show the proof every single time. So we have gravity, which is only in the vertical direction. We have the normal force that has both a vertical component and a horizontal component. So we will start with our T-chart. We've got horizontal and vertical. And on the vertical side, we'll start with our balance. F net is equal to that normal force vertical component plus gravity. Again, we'll add to our diagram here that up and to the right are both going to be positive based on the way that we have drawn this. Substitute in our values here. Vertically, we've got no movement, so 0 acceleration. The vertical component, we can calculate, or the normal force, we can calculate that as the normal force. And again, that angle is close to the vertical there. And so it's going to be cosine, and I'm just going to use theta for now. And we have minus mg because the gravity is going downwards. So rearranging, we get negative Fn cosine of theta is equal to negative mg. The negatives cancel out, and rearranging for the normal force, I get mg over cosine of theta. And then I move on to horizontal. So you should be getting faster and faster at this proof as we move through these. Here we have F net is equal to the normal force in the horizontal direction. Of course, this is where we have our centripetal acceleration. So we have MAC is equal to Fn. In this case here, it's going to be sine theta. And now we're going to substitute in our normal force, the formula that we solved in the vertical column. So we have, at the same time, let's choose our acceleration equation. So we know we're looking for centripetal acceleration that includes the velocity that's been given and the radius that we want to calculate. And so that's going to be the mass times v squared over r, because we want the formula with both velocity and radius. So substituting in for Fn, we get mg over cosine theta is equal to sine theta. Then we will cross out the mass. And in this case here, let's just clean that up first. So we've got v squared over r is equal to g tan theta. And from here, we're going to rearrange for r. So r is going to be equal to v squared over g tan theta. From this point here, well, we know the velocity is 15 meters per second. We know gravity, 9.81 meters per second squared, and we know theta is 15 degrees. So once you go ahead and substitute that in, you're going to solve, and you will get a radius of